What if this video didn't find you by accident, but arrived exactly 7 days before your life changes forever? Have you been feeling restless lately? Remembering things from decades ago? Sensing that something is about to shift, but you can't explain it? Here's a truth no one talks about. Your body, your spirit, and your subconscious often know when a transformation is coming, long before your mind catches up. In this video, we'll uncover 7 powerful signs that appear when seniors are on the edge of change, whether it's physical, emotional, or even spiritual. And the most surprising part? These signs are incredibly subtle. Most people ignore them. But if you notice even one, this might be your moment. Keep watching, because day 3 is the one most seniors overlook, but it often marks the turning point. Let's be honest, aging isn't just about slowing down. Sometimes, it feels like time itself is shifting around you. One day you're fine, the next something feels off. You can't sleep like before. You think about people you haven't seen in years. You start asking bigger questions, about meaning, regret, and what's still left to do. This isn't random, and you're not alone. In this video, we'll explore the 7 subtle signs that life is about to change, mentally, physically, or emotionally. You'll hear real examples, hidden patterns, and the one mindset shift that can help you turn discomfort into clarity. Before we dive in, comment below. I'm ready for change, if something in you already knows a new chapter is coming. And don't forget to subscribe, because the next 7 days might just be the beginning of something powerful. Day 1. Restlessness between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. You wake up, again. It's 3:17 a.m. The room is still. Your heart feels heavier than usual, your mind more alert than it should be. Sound familiar? This pattern isn't random. In fact, many spiritual traditions and psychological studies link this window of time, between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., with emotional processing, unresolved grief, or even life transitions. Let's meet Margaret, 72. After retiring, she expected peace. But instead, she began waking up nightly, always around 3 a.m. No noise. No nightmares. Just a deep ache in her chest she couldn't explain. She tried herbal teas, meditation, even changing her diet. But it wasn't until she journaled one morning and wrote the words, "I feel invisible," that it clicked. Her body was waking her up, to remind her that something needed to be addressed. Why it happens? The pre-dawn hours are when cortisol, the body's stress hormone, naturally rises. But for seniors dealing with loneliness, regret, or buried emotion, that rise can trigger sudden alertness or anxiety. It's not just about needing the bathroom. It's your body whispering, something is unresolved. How to cope? Keep a pen and paper beside your bed. When you wake up, jot down any thoughts or feelings without judgment. Try a 5-minute breath practice instead of reaching for your phone. And in the morning, reflect. What is my heart trying to say? Because sometimes the biggest life changes start with a 3 a.m. whisper. Still watching? Comment, "I'm listening," if you've ever found yourself wide awake between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. wondering why. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell, because sometimes the answers we seek show up exactly when we're ready to hear them. Day 2. A sudden emotional memory resurfaces. The second day feels quiet, almost too quiet. You go about your usual morning routine, coffee, the paper, a glance out the window, when suddenly something small pulls you back in time. Maybe it's the smell of toast, or a certain song playing in the background. And before you know it, you're back there. You're holding your daughter's hand on her first day of school, or sitting beside your late spouse, laughing at a joke you've long forgotten. It hits without warning, a wave of memory so sharp, so vivid, it stops you mid-breath. This is what no one tells you about aging. Your body might slow down, but your memories never do. They resurface when you least expect them, sometimes as comfort, sometimes as pain. But here's the truth. These moments are not weaknesses. They're signs that you've lived deeply, loved fully, and mattered. Instead of pushing the memory away, sit with it. Let the tears come if they need to. Let the smile linger if it wants to. Because these flashes from the past, they're proof that you're still connected to your story, to your heart, and to what it means to be human. Day 3. You notice a strange calm. By the 3rd day, something subtle begins to shift. Not outside, but inside you. You wake up expecting the usual aches, the overthinking, the rush of what needs to be done today. But instead, there's stillness. A strange kind of peace. Not the peace that comes from everything being perfect, but the peace that comes from realizing you don't have to chase anymore. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You are enough, as you are right now. You sit longer at breakfast. You savor the breeze. You laugh, really laugh, at something silly on TV. And for the first time in a long time, your heart doesn't feel like it's racing to catch up with life. It feels like it's right here in the moment. That calm? It's not an accident. It's the result of finally giving yourself permission to just be. And while it may feel unfamiliar, it's also the beginning of a new kind of strength. The kind that doesn't shout. The kind that doesn't need to be seen. But the kind that holds you steady no matter what comes next. Day 4, old plans start to feel irrelevant. By day 4, you look at your calendar, your list of goals, or even the routines you've clung to for years, and something feels different. That vacation you swore you'd take? That book you thought you had to finish? The weekly lunch you agreed to but never really enjoyed? Suddenly they don't feel urgent, or even necessary. And it's not because you've given up. It's because something deeper inside you has shifted. You start to ask new questions. Do I still want this, or did I just think I should want it? Am I doing this out of joy or habit? What truly matters to me now? This day is often bittersweet. Letting go of old plans can feel like mourning a past version of yourself. But it's also a kind of freedom. It means you're finally living in your timeline. Not society's. Not your family's. Not the one your younger self imagined 30 years ago. You begin clearing space, not just on your calendar but in your mind. Because something new wants to grow. And now there's room for it. Day 5. You crave one real conversation, more than anything. By day 5, something begins to shift, not just in your body but in your heart. The distractions quiet down. You're not thinking about appointments, errands, or the latest gadget. You're not even that interested in the television. Instead, a deeper longing surfaces, one you may not have acknowledged in a long time. You find yourself craving something simple, but powerful. A real conversation. Not small talk. Not, "How are you?" followed by a quick, "I'm fine." But a moment where someone really listens. With their heart open. You want to speak without filtering. To laugh without pretending. To share what's actually going on inside. This feeling doesn't come from loneliness alone. It comes from being human, from the part of you that still wants to be understood. Maybe you start thinking about an old friend who moved away. Maybe it's a sibling you lost touch with, a son or daughter you miss, or a neighbor who used to bring over soup and stories. You remember the sound of shared laughter. You remember being seen. And then it hits you. We don't just age in our bodies. We age in our relationships. Friendships fade. Family grows distant. And we often pretend we're okay with it. But today the mask slips. You no longer want to be the strong one who never asks. You're tired of saying, "It's nothing," because inside it's something. So maybe today you pick up the phone. Maybe you write a message. Maybe you sit across from someone and say, "I miss you." Sometimes they respond with warmth. "I've been thinking about you too." Other times, it's silence. But even in silence, something shifts. Because you did something brave. You reached out. You told the truth. And that matters. It reminds you, you're still here. You're still feeling. You're still open to love. Connection isn't a luxury at this stage in life. It's medicine. And one honest conversation, one moment of being seen, can do more to heal the heart than 1,000 pills ever could. So today, don't brush off that longing. Follow it. Your next beginning might start with a simple, "Hello." Day 6. The mirror moment, you see yourself truly for the first time in years. On day 6, something subtle, but deeply profound, takes place. You're not trying to analyze anything. You're not chasing answers. You're just walking through your home, maybe carrying a mug of tea or folding laundry when you pass by a mirror. And this time you pause. It's not to fix your collar or adjust your hair. It's not out of vanity or habit. It's something else. You look, really look, and in that moment you see someone. Someone who has lived. Who has weathered storms and carried memories that no one else will ever fully understand. Someone with lines carved by both laughter and loss. With eyes that have witnessed change, some welcome, some heartbreaking. You take in the shape of your face, the softness in your cheeks, the way time has settled into your skin, not as an enemy but as a storyteller. And suddenly, 2 powerful truths rise up inside you. Truth 1. I've been so hard on myself. You remember the critical thoughts, the days you looked in the mirror and only saw flaws. The times you winced at sagging skin, thinning hair, or a slower gait. But today you see through all that. You remember what this body has done for you. You carried babies, held hands, endured pain, danced, cried, built, broke, and kept moving. Truth 2. I'm still becoming. Aging hasn't ended your becoming, it's deepened it. You're still learning, still expanding, Still discovering parts of yourself that were hidden beneath years of responsibility and survival. This is when something inside you softens. You let go of old expectations. You stop comparing yourself to who you used to be, or to anyone else. You realize you don't need to measure up anymore. You've already lived 100 lives in one. So you do something quiet. Maybe you speak it out loud. Maybe it's just a whisper inside. But for the first time in a long time you say, I forgive you. You've done your best. You are still beautiful. This moment isn't dramatic. It doesn't need an audience. But it changes something. Because now, when you look in the mirror, you see not just a reflection. You see yourself. Not who you were. Not who the world thinks you should be. But who you truly are. Still here, still whole, still worthy. And that's the beginning of real peace. Day 7. A strange calm, and the feeling that something big is coming. You wake up, and everything feels still. Not in a bad way. Not empty. But a quiet that feels full, like the air before a storm or the pause before a song begins. Your chest feels lighter. Your thoughts don't race the way they used to. Even the aches in your joints feel less angry somehow. You walk slower today, not from age but from presence. You notice how the light falls across the table. You remember something your grandmother used to say. You hum a tune that came from nowhere. And then it hits you. Something is about to change. You don't know what, but your body knows. Your spirit knows. Maybe a visitor is coming. Maybe a decision you've been avoiding is finally near. Maybe the next chapter of your life is ready to begin, if you'll say yes. This is not the end. It's the call to begin again, wiser, freer, and more you than ever before. And maybe, just maybe, this video didn't find you by accident. Sometimes the signs come quietly. A forgotten memory, a shift in sleep, a strange stillness that lingers in the air. You might not recognize them at first, but they're not here to scare you. They're here to prepare you. Let's recap. You felt off. You remembered something long buried. You withdrew, then reached out. You noticed the world with new eyes. And finally, on day 7 you felt calm. So, ready. Here's the truth. You might not control when life changes, but you can control how you face it. With grace, with awareness, with courage. You are not fading, you are becoming. This isn't the end. It's your next beginning. So take a breath. Look at the signs again. And ask yourself, what part of me is ready to grow? Because even at 70, 80, or 90, the story is far from over. And the next chapter? You get to write it. So tell me, which day hit home for you? Was it the forgotten memory, the strange calm, the quiet need for connection? What change are you ready for? Your story could inspire someone else. Drop it in the comments. You're not alone on this journey. And if this spoke to your heart, like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. This is more than just a channel. It's a community for those who choose to grow no matter the age.